Yeah, man, there's so much going on, I ain't even tripping. I ain't tripping anymore, tripping anymore. I feel real good, I ain't tripping anymore.
Although I'm bored of work.
I found my love and passion for basketball at the age of 3. My mom, I was always at a mini court that I used to dunk on at the house, and my mom was like, okay, this mini court's not doing well enough for you. My dad was like, yeah, get him out of the house. So my mom brought me to, the courts at, it was RYB, was a program I played with first. And it was a mini court, I got in love with the game then. She coached me all the way through it. And just from then on, I always loved the game, always had passion for it. And it just keeps driving through me now.
It's so nice just to have someone like you. It's so nice just to have someone like you.
Stanley has an unbelievable foundation when it comes to his family.
Stanley's biggest influence in his life is his mother.
And she just laid the crazy foundation that everybody else has kind of just helped add she was like laid the trunk of the tree, and everyone else is just adding branches.
I started training Stanley when he was 5 years old. I played all my life, high school, college, and I ended up playing in Europe in the pros. And I said, once I birthed my son, I was going to be the one to train him to do what he needs to do for what I didn't finish. He was always big enough to play basketball at 5 even, but he wasn't old enough. So I started a program for myself, SoCal Tigers, and said, I'm going to build this program around my son and put the ball in his hands.
Working that for a whole summer, I'll never forget it. When my mom, she got me in the gym, worked on my layup. I started with obviously layups, and I started becoming strong right-handed, then she worked on my left-hand layup.
To get him to dribble with his left hand, I literally tied his right hand, because he's a right-handed person, behind his back. And for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, he would get in the gym and I would make him dribble with his left hand only, shoot with his left hand, eat with his left hand, write with his left hand, everything to get his mind right, that you're going to be able to handle the ball ambidextrously. You got to be able to use both of your hands to be able to do that. Then I would put a little mask on him, a little blindfold, so he can be able to dribble the ball without hands. Me and the ball are one.
She always was a big girl, and she knew how much I need to be, inside and out. And then from then on, I worked on, everything.
And then I began at 10 to show him how I was an All-American, what it took to be a most valuable player, that I had to outplay people. And, scholarships are not guaranteed that people can come in and take a scholarship. You got to work every year, every day, every hour, every minute. You got to do what everybody else is not willing to do. So at practice, I didn't let him come in last place. I didn't let it be okay that he would be able to come in second or third place when it came to drills. And I was building him to be a leader. I was building him to be a captain, to be able to take control of a team and be a team player from way when he was young.
It's so nice just to have someone like you.
I remember taking Stanley to Mater Dei when he was 10 going on 11. And it was a tournament at Mater Dei High School. And when he walked in the gym, he said, Mom, one day I want to go to this college. And I said, okay, son, you'll do your thing in a few years. And I realized it was just a high school.
It's so nice just to have someone like you.
Basketball was something I did fun at first.
She gravitated to football, basketball. We used to play horse in the backyard. And the reason why the basketball court is not there any longer, he kept dunking it when he was in the 8th grade, I think. And he eventually tore the hoop down. And from that point, he started going to the gym.
And then from, I think, 9th to 10th grade, I got serious, and then 10th grade to 11th grade to now, I was really serious about it, to the point, where I want to make my career and do a lot of good things with it.
I remember the very first day I met Stanley was at Mater Dei High School. Me and Charlie Torres were supposed to be working with Caden Reinhardt and Elijah Brown. And they asked us if their friend on the team could jump in the workout. And their friend on the team was this huge kid who I assumed was like a tight end on the football team. I was like, oh, he's probably the senior, and they told me he was the center.
Stanley, when he came in here as a freshman, he was more of a center type, rebounder. And I didn't start him the first 18 games of the year, and there's a lot of kids, if you didn't start the first 18 games of the year, they'd have been transferred already. But Stanley's family is very solid, and they had their eyes set on what's best from Stanley. And after about 18 games, we inserted him in the lineup. He never came out for the next 3.5 years. That freshman year, he played post for us. He rebounded.
He was an inside player, more of a role player, got rebounds, took the ball out of bounds for us. Just did a lot of the dirty work.
He could do a little bit with the ball. He had a right hand hezzy pull, he had a right hand big cross.
Obviously he was very powerful already for a kid that was that young. He was aggressive, he rebounded, he attacked the rim, but you wondered, is he going to be a true wing player or is he going to develop into more of a power forward?
Sophomore year, pretty much the same, played inside, kind of got outside a little bit, started working on his game.
He moved to playing forward. He got to the point where he was handled the ball real well, and I did some things. He still didn't shoot great, but he did some nice things and played forward and filled the lane and still rebounded, did a good job.
Stanley, when are you going to shoot like Hayden?
I'm getting there though.
He went crazy after he went to USA between his sophomore and junior years and failed. He failed in his mind in front of the people that were scouting him and writing things about him, and he couldn't knock down jump shots and he couldn't get shots off when he wanted. And he that really hurt him, I think, and he was like, this isn't the way it's gonna go. My practice schedule does not match my goals, and he made a decision then that he was gonna show up, like if he was in town 5 times a week and start getting individual lessons and show up for the groups and start taking every rep seriously. And that's what he did.
I think the biggest challenges for me was learning how to work out, learning how to get better, learning how to commit yourself to the gym outside of the game. And once I committed myself to getting in the gym and working out, that's when my career changed for me.
As he grew older as a junior, his game really developed and he turned into an All-American, and people around him bought in because he's the hardest worker on the team. I think that's what separates him from other All-Americans.
Getting ready for this 5:30 a.m. workout. Off top, after my freshman year, it was, Stanley can't shoot, Stanley can't score, Stanley's not athletic enough. He's just going to be a great role player. I was a top 15 player in the country, and everything, I guess, changed.
What people don't see is Stanley, and this is why he's who he is and where he's at. Stanley's the kid that's up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and he's at the gym by 6:30 working out, and this is before school.
The reason why I wake up this morning, I really don't have time anywhere else during the week, and you gotta get your workout in, get your shots up to stay sharp during the season. So I have practice at night, and I feel like a sacrifice in the morning to help my season get a little bit better for my senior year will help me out a lot.
Yeah, that was it.
His work ethic is second to none. He stops, he gets up early, If we're on trips, he's the first one up. You know, he's up early and he takes care of himself. He doesn't do anything to hurt his body because he wants to be the best basketball player he can.
We had a game day routine that he liked to do before his games to make sure that he was ready to play. He would come in every game day, and there was a point where we were going like 8 times a week, including the mornings.
And then he comes to school, and then he goes to practice, and then Stanley's working out again, you know, on his way home.
It was work, man. It was a lot of work. It was for us to like kind of give him the cookout moves, you know, like kind of show him how to make reads, how to put the ball on his left, how to make some hezzy pulls, stuff like that.
To get to the product that Stanley is now heading off to Arizona, you could see incremental improvement with him each step of the way. He always had that motor to begin with. Then I think he started to get his ball handling right. And then the jump shot and just the all-around ball handling and playmaking came along. And now you've got a complete player.
He's developed over his high school career a great jump shot, a face-up game. He can square and face the basket, take a couple dribbles, and shoot a pull-up jumper.
He wants to prove to everybody what he can do new. And he also became a shooting guard. He really improved his three-point shooting, his shots, taking the ball whole, crossover, hesitation. You know, he could do it all, and you know, and plus play defense.
He exceeded all of our expectations of him. He made the jump so seamlessly. It was very easy for us to make that decision to allow him to play outside. From his junior year to his senior year, he went from playing a guard to a point guard.
A lot of people said, hey, he's not a point guard. I go, you're absolutely right, but he's the best one we have. And he did a remarkable job being our leading scorer, playing point guard, distributing the ball, rebounding. He had to do everything for us to win this year. And he made the other 4 players better players, and they all worked together. Now, sometimes Stanley dominated the ball, which I normally wouldn't have somebody do, but he was so talented that I let him dominate the ball.
This is my last year trying to go for 4 in a row, which is, I think never been done. And it's a great challenge to take on for a senior. But I feel like with the players we have this year, it's really not a challenge I'm taking on by myself. As we have my brothers with me on the team, Rex, everybody, Michael, Isaiah, Levette, Dwight, everybody. I really don't think about it that much. It's not as hard. It's just just the same as another season for me. But obviously there's more on the line.
What I know from Stanley is he's always out to prove something. His sophomore year, we just won our 2nd state title, and we're getting on the bus, and my wife was with me. And Stanley said, I'm gonna win 2 more of these. I'm leaving Mater Dei with 4 state titles.
Yeah, in the annals of Southern California and California basketball, Stanley's got to rank right up there. He's on the verge of possibly winning a 4th straight state title at the highest level. That's never been accomplished before.
The biggest challenge for our team is to stay level-headed. At the beginning of the season, we lost 2 players that were not starting 5. So we had to look at ourselves and look in the mirror and say, what kind of team are we?
teams to step up and take it to another level. We were playing Redondo Union this year, and we had an unbelievable game, probably one of the best offensive games we had all year. Percentage-wise, we could not miss. But then we had a little lull in the third quarter where they went on a 10-0 run or whatever, and it started with a bad shot that Stanley took. And we came to a huddle. Some of the kids were kind of griping at each other. Stanley stood up, looked them all straight in the eye and said, "Hey, it was my fault. I got us on this bad run. We need to start doing this." And I'll tell you, from that point on, we ended up going on like a 15-18-0 run, and the game was over.
That was a great school, and they're greatly coached. Ivan did a great job for the team. I think the game just comes down to who can make plays, and I feel like we made the plays we needed to make.
Stanley loves a challenge. He thrives in it, and when you tell him he's not good enough, you just made him a better player.
It kind of pumps me up a little bit, I feel like I like quiet in the crowd. Daniel Hamilton, he's pretty competitive. Every time I play against him, I know I got to bring it. I remember against Etiwanda, going into the fourth quarter, I had like about 10 points, and I wasn't feeling the best that day, and I was like kind of fatigued and tired. And we had been up most of the majority part of the game, so I'm going to the fourth quarter like probably another routine. I probably get 16 points, win the game on a close win. It got to about the 4-minute mark, and they were up 8, and it was like self-reflect time. I won so many games in this gym, so many games in high school, and I'm this close to getting back to win the 4th state championship and getting to that point again. And I made a personal challenge for myself and told myself, I'm just not going to lose the game. If I'm going to lose the game, I'm going to go out swinging, and they're going to know, we won this game, but it wasn't because Stanley didn't put his, best effort into the game. So, right away I was like, Coach, I don't know where we're running right now, but just give me the ball, pick and roll if they're going to double and everything like that, and let's just get out and run and see what we can do. I just was not going to lose. Overtime, I 0-0, you know, bet next game, really.
Stanley is a big game player. I mean, the regular little games, beating somebody about 20, 30 is good, but he is a big game basketball player. He wants those big games where you want to see a championship won, you want to get to something big, and that's why I told him, I said, you gonna stand the man, and it's showtime, baby.
The craziest thing about a state championship is you have a week before the game starts, and that's when every media person, every person that can interview you or take pictures of you, they're coming the whole week, and it's kind of hard to practice. So knowing that beforehand, I had to find a way to take pressure off myself. And my biggest thing was, like, I thought I had to give everything I had to the program, everything from the winning standpoint to dedicate myself to the team, to making the program better, to scoring, to anything I could possibly do. I thought I gave my complete all before the game started. So win, lose, or draw, you know, wherever I go out, I know I tried my hardest. So if I just go out there and give my effort, I'll be good. I'll be cool with my high school career.
The CIF State Open Division Championship displayed two commanding programs from Northern and Southern California. The marquee matchup between Bishop O'Dowd's Ivan Rabb, the top-ranked junior in the country, against Mater Dei Stanley Johnson, the 7th-ranked senior in the nation. In the end, Stanley Johnson led Mater Dei to its 4th straight state title, making him arguably the best high school player to come out of California.
Don't be just good, you know, be great. I feel like, you know, sometimes people take their foot off the throttle sometimes, and I had a problem with that, but now I just teach myself, you know, don't be good, you know, go out there, you know, do what you can, be great, and make the impossible happen.
Stanley, after playing 4 years with us, his ability is second to none. He's the best player that's ever played here at Mater Dei.
My favorite players, again, the players I try to model my game after, James Harden, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, George Gervin would be older players, Magic Johnson. But I go on YouTube and I look at like just straight like in-game highlights.
So right now I'm about to watch some James Harden. I think I just like his game because he uses a lot of isolations and he's creative with his moves. People guard him one way, either like usually to his right hand. People guard me to my left the same way. So I try to watch like the moves he uses to create space and to like get people to where he wants to get. And he does a good job of getting to his spots and getting to where he wants on the court, and I'm trying to get good at that too.
I got this draped on here, but you know this is his McDonald All-American. Yeah, so don't miss that. That's the one purpose of me putting it wrapped into the TV with. So you can get the TV, see, we can talk about that serious. Like, well, are we serious? There's a picture over there. If you want to don't get the one above it. Well, you can see him with the basketball even on the skates. That's the picture right there. Look at that. That's my favorite. Do you see how he loving that ball? That's very important to Stanley's life. It says the only way to discover the limits of the possibilities is to go beyond them into the impossible. That's what I started Stanley with since young. I've had that picture right there is almost 20 years old.
What people don't see is Stanley is probably, and this I think kind of sets him apart from players that have come through modern day, he might be top 2 basketball IQs that has played this game. His knowledge of the game and his feel for where people should be and where people are and knowing the situations of the game is well beyond his years.